Mm-hmm. Okay. About 40 seconds.
Great timing. We're going to do Russell Westbrook next.
Huh?
Russell Westbrook next.
Yeah.
You can mark my words. 85 colors out, make my swerves. Tryna.
All right, we're back. Mark My Words Sports Show. Back with the second hour. Like I said, call in 602-354-8823 right here on radiophoenix.org. And now we want to talk about
A liar.
what happened with Russell Westbrook and
A liar. We're going to talk about
what
a
happened
liar.
at the Utah Jazz, against the Utah Jazz.
Welcome to the NBA, Jen.
They're basically, it's always been known, throughout the NBA and the players, that there's always an issue with players and the Utah Jazz fans. They're hurling racially motivated things at them, and just basically, a lot of players, a lot of fans try to throw the players off their game, and just, talk smack or whatever. But the Utah Jazz fans, it gets to a level where it's just basically disrespect and basically uncomfortable for the players. And it basically boiled over a few days ago with Russell Westbrook and two fans. Now, these fans actually tried to lie and say that, they didn't say the things that they said. So, I mean, what do you think about it, Kenny?
First of all, I forget the young man's name. I'm sorry. It's a hard name to pronounce. But the Utah Jazz fan that went to the game to provoke Russell Westbrook into, and got what he really wanted and, accomplished his goal by provoking the poor boy into snapping on him, basically talking about, I'll beat you and your wife up. So obviously,
Right.
In order to put myself in Russ's shoes, the wife had to be shouting out some stuff too and said some pretty angry things, which they lied and said that, she was just sitting there, hands folded in her lap. She's 110 pounds, and you're just a classist guy. Welcome to the NBA, Jen. It was her first game, and welcome. This is how they act.
Right.
You see what I mean?
Now, the Utah Jazz, they did issue a lifetime ban. I got his name right here. It's Sean Keisel.
Yeah, Keisel. That's his name.
Now,
and he's a teacher? Did you know he's like the head of the Department of Education for a school district?
wow.
And he deleted his what do you call it,
Twitter.
Instagram or Twitter.
Twitter.
This is another reason why I be telling you guys, don't get involved with social media, because you can delete all you want, and it ain't going nowhere. It's just going off of your phone. But it's still, what's that thing called that y'all be putting the stuff in, the music and all that into? The cloud?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to the cloud. And somebody somewhere is going to retrieve it. There's a lot of smart people out here that know how to work that stuff. So stop doing it.
Now, the main issue is the fact that he has more tweets and things targeting Russell Westbrook.
The main issue is that he's going to lose his job and be penniless. And you can't go to no more Utah Jazz fans. You lose all the way around.
And
I'm
be honest
glad.
with you, I hope he does lose his job, because the things he said is such racist remarks that, other people have lost their job over the same situations. Not even having to do with sports anyway. Just putting stuff out there on Twitter or on social media about a certain subject or whatever, that their job has seen it and found out and fired them for it.
Listen, I'll put it to you like this. All those people who are still mad about Colin Kaepernick, turn your attention to Brett Keisel. Look him up on your phones or however you get your information. Look up Brett Keisel, and then turn your fans, your anger to Utah. and get at Utah and make Brett Keisel's life as miserable as possible for being a racist, a closet racist, and that the worst kind.
And what I can't stand about it is the fact that there's this quote-unquote narrative about Russell Westbrook that he's such a bully, a bad player.
You see, ran Kevin Durant out the door.
What I'm saying is, on the court is one thing.
Right.
Off the court, he's a great person.
Yeah, he's a great
he
guy.
Actually, always gives his shoes to the fans. He actually gave his shoes to the fans after that game in Utah.
Right.
He goes out of his way to help for charities, and he has kids of his own. He has a son. He has kids of his own, and the narrative, I can't stand the fact that people think that Russell Westbrook is such this bad person, that he's out here to just get all the fans, and he always talks smack. I mean, what happened in Philly was kind of the same thing. Do
you think Brett Keisel would have approached Russell Westbrook at the supermarket?
In the streets, no. Never.
You don't think so?
No.
I think he would, and I'm going to tell you why.
No.
He's the type that he went to that game looking for some trouble. And I think he's the one that would. If he was in the safe confines of Utah, or whatever city he's from, and I think he would run up and actually really try to provoke West to sock him in the face or do something just so he can make his life miserable.
Just to have him rest. I mean,
he's an angry, miserable person.
That's something that's so unfortunate and terrible, is the fact that you have people like that in America or in this world that just, I would say, just so miserable that you want to put misery on another person. And really, I think on the other side of the Russell Westbrook, he could have handled that situation better.
No.
What I'm saying is this. He could have just, like he did in Philly, called security and had them kicked out of the game. Because now you lose $25,000 because of it. So,
see, nothing should have happened to Russ.
I would say keep the money in your pocket.
I don't care what anybody says and how you feel. Nothing should have happened to Russ. You know what I'm saying? If this guy, Brett Keisel, and his woman is up there being belligerent and I mean, I think about this, player safety, right? These guys are hurling threats and bad innuendos and remarks, you know what I mean, at this player like this.
And I think that
if you said that to me,
right,
I'm going to snap too.
And I think that needs to actually, the NBA moving forward, they need to look at player protection as far as things of this nature, with racially epithets hurled at them, because it's not just Russell Westbrook. There's a lot of players,
right?
A lot of players that say when they go to certain cities that things of this happen, and they
hashtag Me Too. Turn your attention to Utah. Get mad at them.
What I'm saying is they
Me Too.
A lot of these players, they look the other way. They don't say anything about it. And Russell Westbrook, who's basically the only player that does say something, now he's looked at as the bad guy. No, he's not, but he's looked at.
Russ was doing what
anybody
not you,
would do. But
not
anybody
you,
would do.
You're a different breed. But like me and 99.9% of the people on the planet would have said and had the same reaction to Russell Westbrook. I mean, to Brett Keisel. We should put a picture of him up on the thing on our Facebook thing so people can have a face. We should put a face to the name.
To be honest with you, it's already out there.
Well, they should get. That's who people should be mad. All the Colin Kaepernickers, you know what I'm saying? Colin don't care about y'all, man. Colin had moved on a month after it went down, man. So get on Utah and go get Brett Keisel. Look him up and make Brett Keisel's life as miserable as you possibly can.
Okay.
For being a liar.
Okay, now let's get back into some basketball. You got Duke up on Syracuse, 60-53. Okay, you got Kansas and Texas in a good one, 49-40. They're both in the second half right now. I'm going to check on these stats right here. See what Zion Williamson is doing since it's his first game back from the injury. Okay. He's right now, 27 points, 12 rebounds, 12 for 12 in field goals. That's amazing. You know, first game back from the MCL sprain, the shoe blowout. He actually has he doesn't have on Paul George shoes. He has on the Kyrie Irving's. Now, hopefully those are they're better sneakers. See the stat line here. He has to have R.J. Barrett with 17 points. 2 for 5 in 3-pointers. And Zion, he actually made a 3. So he's 100% right now. Barrett 6 for 12. Cam Reddish with 4 points. Okay, you have Howard for Syracuse with 21 points, 3 rebounds. And, it goes to show you that when people kept saying about Zion Williamson to shut it down, to not play anymore, he's just going to show them different. Like, no, I want to play. I want to play on this team. I want to get this team as far as a Duke can go to possibly, win a championship.
Does Duke beat North Carolina in the next time around?
No. That's a totally different team.
Mm-hmm.
They just beat them in the last regular season game. North Carolina had a share of the ACC regular season title with Virginia. There's maybe a third time around in the ACC tournament. Maybe not. You still have Virginia out there as well. Those are basically the top 3 teams in the ACC.
But Virginia's not that good.
No, they're the top. They're one of the top 5
They're
teams
not
in the
that
nation.
good. They're not beat North Carolina good. They're not beat Duke good with Zion.
Now, my thing is when it comes down to the NCAA tournament. Now you always have those young teams, those startup teams like the St. Mary's and all these other teams, the Cinderellas. Now St. Mary's, they just beat Gonzaga. Gonzaga is the number 1 team in the nation right now. They just beat Gonzaga in the WAC tournament to win the MAC tournament title to get a automatic bid. Everyone thought that Gonzaga was going to be the only team in that conference. St. Mary's gets in.
They do it every year to Gonzaga.
They actually do. They actually do. They're actually one of those teams that are always a Cinderella. Always, you have to look at.
They always beat Gonzaga every year.
Yeah.
So it's not news.
Well, what I'm saying is, for Duke, for North Carolina, for all these top teams, you're going to have to really have everybody healthy, everybody on all cylinders to get through this tournament. I think this tournament is going to be deeper than previous years because there's a lot of great players spread out in the nation, not just in the top conferences. My question to you is, what do you think of the Pac-12? Is the Pac-12 going to even get a team in besides the automatic bid?
Ooh, they should even have the automatic bid for the Pac-12 is terrible. We have really fallen off.
They're so bad. Is the fact that
maybe they should go back to the Pac-10.
Is the fact that
dump the 2 other schools.
And let's just say this: ASU is like on the bubble, and they're a team that people think can get in. But no other team. Maybe Washington is another team.
They should dump the 2 schools
crazy.
they took in because the 2 schools they took in brought bad juju with them.
It was like Utah and
Colorado. Yeah, they should dump them, send them back to the Big 12. Remember when they was there, the Big 12 was terrible. And now they leave, and now the Big 12 is balling.
Why you don't blame them 2 teams?
Because it's something. It's got to be something, and that's the only thing I can put my hands on. They bought bad juju to the conference.
I think the main problem with the Pac-12 is recruiting.
No, they bought bad juju to the conference.
Think about this.
The recruiting is fine.
No, a lot of top players used to go to the Pac-12. Now they're going to the ACC. They're going to the SEC. Another team to look at, too, is LSU. With the coach being fired, how far is LSU going to go? You know what I mean? And that's going to be a real issue. You have Sean Miller, who lost to USC, so they're out of the Pac-12 tournament. He's saying that he's not going nowhere. He's not going to lead the team.
I think Sean Miller's out of there after this season, man.
I think so too. And it's the fact
you seen after the game last week that he said goodbye.
Now he tried to reword that and said it wasn't. It was just the end of the season or whatnot. Here's my thing is. He is so confident in the fact that nothing's going to happen to him. It may convince the AD and the brass to keep him, but I think he's going to jail.
I hope he's going to jail.
So my main thing is, why are you not just lying to the people, but lying to yourself? That
I hope he's going to jail because he's a smug person.
I mean, once this comes out that DeAndre Ayton got $100,000, that a lot of other players from U of A got money. Because it's all coming out.
Maybe they can stop fleecing Los Angeles for our talent.
You have USC in the mix. You have UCLA in the mix. This may be the
Not UCLA.
No.
They keep their mouth clean now. Not in this scandal. We're not in this scandal.
Now.
SC's batting 100.
Right, they are. In
They batting
every
1,000.
scandal,
Any scandal that
fan.
come out, SC is involved, baby.
And I think
We pick our scandals
I
well.
think that's the main problem with the Pac-12.
We pick our scandals well.
There's too many scandals, and top players are like, I don't even want to touch the Pac-12 with a 10-foot pole. Dude, what do you think? Do you think because you have all these top players going to Duke, Kentucky, you know, now they're going to Virginia, they're going to LSU, and you see what happened with LSU. Now they may be a team looking at the death penalty. You know, U of A may be another team looking at the death penalty.
That would be
You
great.
have Kansas and Bill Self out there looking smack dead at the death penalty. Excuse me. So
That would
I
be
want to
great
see
if U of A gets it.
just like how we talked about last season. Remember, we was right here last season talking about Sean Miller, what's going to happen to him. Now, a year later, this may really hit it right here on the head with Sean Miller not just getting fired, but possibly going to jail. Join Valley residents and Phoenix, Radio Phoenix for African Fest USA at Kiwanis Park in Tempe on Saturday, March 30th. The event starts at 11 a.m. and runs until 6:30 p.m. and features authentic African food, live cultural performances, and Pan-African fashion show, kids activities, and other fun activities. More information, including admission prices, available at AfricanFestUSA.org. We'll be back with more Mark My Words Sports Show. Oh, I'm tongue tied. Goodness. He got 20 for, he's 13 for 13, 29 points. Wow. That's amazing. Thanks everybody for watching. Thanks everybody for listening on RadioPhoenix.org. Need y'all to call in 602-354-8823. Like, share, comment. You know what I mean? Appreciate TT for the what's that? The hey, what is that? The
You hit a home run right here.
yeah, it is.
Stay with Nipsey, man. You should do Nipsey all day. You'll be winning.
I told you I don't care about the music. It's not important. The music is not important.
This made me want to get in the car and drive.
Thanks, TT, for the little thing. The
Get it.
what? I can't even think about it right now. Anyway, sorry about that. The little group chat y'all got going on. Appreciate y'all. That's what I mean. That's what I mean.
This driving music right here. Hey, is Nipsey Hussle the new Snoop Dogg?
Yes.
Huh?
I said yes.
No?
I said yes.
You
I
think
said,
so?
Yeah. I'm from like Snoop from the 90s. Now Snoop is just
Yeah, Snoop is weird.
he's Disney Channel now.
Is he?
No, I'm just saying.
Oh,
he's like,
I was going to say, is he on the
No. I'm
Hey,
saying
that
is
seems to be the place where everybody goes to die.
No. What I'm saying
Is
is
Marky.
that, but he's watered down himself to that point. You know what I mean? He's on TBS. He got TV shows.
Well, yeah, PBS is where the people go to die.
No, well,
You got Devo,
No.
Marky.
No, I mean TBS. He's on TBS. He has.
Oh,
He has
no,
like.
what I'm saying,
Oh,
listen
I
to me.
agree.
That's where they go to die being funny. I'm going to teach you funny one of these days. Sense of humor.
Sorry, I got 8 different things going on in my head. So.
That's where people go to die. Biz, Marky. Did you know Biz was on the PBS?
Oh, like You know how long ago that was? I don't know.
No, that's now. Biz is on there now.
Oh,
Right, I seen Biz on there. I was like, whoa,
well.
your career is over.
All right, we're back. Mark My Words Sports Show, and it looks like Zion Williamson is really trying to show the world that he's not a fluke, for one, and he's back. He's 13 for 13, made 1 3, 13 rebounds, 29 points. I'm not sure if, obviously, I don't think anyone from Duke has had a stat line like that ever. I'm not sure if anyone in college basketball, he's had a stat line like that.
Robert Bricky.
Who?
Allah Abdenabi. No, what was his name? Allah Abdenabi, yeah.
I
The
don't
center.
know. I don't
From
know.
Duke.
Okay.
I'm just throwing out names that I know that have stat lines like that. Allah Abdenabi,
Okay.
Grant Hill, Robert Bricky, what's the other Hill? Who else? Christian Laettner. You got to throw out that. Duke had that before you say that. There's a lot of players that didn't have stat lines like that.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Look up Allah Abdenabi.
I
Let's see.
can't do it right this second. But,
I will.
But
Former
now-
Duke star Allah Abdenabi.
now
I just like saying his name. It's just funny.
the NCAA tournament is probably going to be North Carolina, maybe Virginia. That are going to get number 1 seeds. You know, I'm thinking maybe Gonzaga with a 3rd number 1 seed, and maybe Duke. So it could be 3 ACC teams with number 1 seeds. You know, they're in the top 4, top 5 in the nation, and how do you see the Final Four set? Do you think these ACC teams can just run through the table?
Yeah.
I mean, I would say North Carolina and Duke possibly can run through the table and get there. Gonzaga's another team that possibly can get there, but they're always that team that is a bridesmaid, not a bride. You know, they get to the Sweet 16 and lose when they're the number 1 seed. Duke is always that team that loses
But
in
see,
the first round.
Gonzaga
or
got
second
something
round.
they ain't never had before this year.
Yeah.
They got the Japanese flash.
They have him. They have it, and he is a monster. He's a beast. They have a bunch of seniors and juniors over there that can play. You know, and North Carolina as well has a bunch of seniors and juniors. I would say another team to look after is Villanova. You know, they've been there, done that, and Kentucky may go on one last run with Calipari. So, I would say, you know, with betting aside, NCAA tournament could be a nice thing to watch. You know, get your brackets going and check it out.
I'll keep my comments to myself.
No, go ahead.
No,
I know you can't stand it.
Yeah, I don't like basketball
I
today
know you
because it's
can't.
just not good basket. It's not good quality product anymore. It's a hard watch.
Mm-hmm. Now, like I said, going back to the NFL free agency, Le'Veon Bell, who did sign with the Jets, he signed a 4-year, $52.5 million contract with $25 million guaranteed. Okay, and he says, "I don't regret anything that happened. Everything happens for a reason. Who can say that if I played last year, you know, if I go out last year on a 1-year franchise tag, if I do get hurt or I end up sitting this position today, would I be sitting in this position today being with the New York Jets on a beautiful day?" And I think he has a point there. That, let's say if he did play and got injured, you know, would he be franchise tagged again with Pittsburgh? Most likely. He would have to be stay in Pittsburgh or stuck. You know, maybe he absolutely didn't want that. He, you know, got out of that franchise tag. Didn't want that franchise tag, which I think was $14 million.
Right.
So now you get $25 million guaranteed. So when people say, "Oh, he could have got more money," he actually did get more money versus what he was going to get with Pittsburgh. And my other thing is with Odell Beckham, with Landon Collins, with some of these players that these questionable moves is people forget that these players were injured. You know, a lot. Landon Collins was injured a few times. Odell Beckham came off a broken leg and then had a calf injury that set him out for the rest of last season.
Stop. Now, you see why I said you guys won when we talked, was that Monday?
Yeah.
And you was telling me, I told you I had to talk you down off the ledge, and I was like, I think you guys kind of won that trade. You got rid of a diva that's always hurt. Landon Collins, you know what I mean? Once again, albeit he's an all-star, he's always hurt. And you can't service me, like I told you, on the bench, bro. Riding the bike. Getting your tour to tarot on. You can't service me there. You got Jabril Peppers, a young player out of Michigan, a young safety hybrid linebacker from Michigan, I might add. Also returned punts in college. This guy was all-world at Michigan. Jabril Peppers. I wish the Raiders would have grabbed him.
He was a great player in Michigan.
Cleveland might have lost that deal by sending him there and picking up Odell. You got Jarvis Landry. He's solid. But Odell, man, he gets out of bed and breaks a fingernail and, I can't play. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
You might have got rid of a problem. Now you guys had your fake version of the triplets.
Well, that was the main issue with the Giants and Odell Beckham was what he would say off the field, how he would play on the field, and people forget these two teams, Pittsburgh Steelers and the Giants, they run their team a certain way, and they've been running the team that way forever. So it's you keep your head down and you work. You don't go out and do things that are detrimental to the team.
Well, apparently Pittsburgh, they got a dark past.
But even if it's something that everyone else sees as it's fine, it's okay. We know we're in this new generation. We know the millennials are here and they're doing a lot of things.
It's the Generation Xer who said that Ben Roethlisberger has, what did he say, 52 kids that he has to run? That's what the GM said.
Right. Oh, yeah, exactly.
He has 52 kids that he has to try to run. And I point in his defense, I can see what he means by kids. Like, these guys are younger. The music that changed on Ben Roethlisberger. When he went into the locker room, it was, we'll just throw in, we'll say, Korn.
Right.
It was bumping Korn, Disturbed, stuff like that. Now, it's the latest rock band, and Ben's sitting over there like, what the heck is...
Right.
You listen to that crap? Right. And that's what I'm saying. The culture has changed.
Yeah, and that's what,
Ben.
and really,
that's what he
teams,
means by the 52 kids, just to be...
Right, but that's what both teams, the Steelers and the Giants are literally nipping that in the bud.
They're tanking.
Well, that too.
They want Tonga.
What I'm saying is, when you, like Stephen A. Smith said, when you have players like Saquon Barkley, who's basically a Barry Sanders type who would run to the end zone and give the ball to the ref, and that's it. He's not going to dance. He's not going to showboat, nothing like that. That's the players the Giants want. The problem is the fact that a lot of the players these days aren't that type of player. So
I just figured it out. The Giants is tanking for Tua.
You know what? I don't know. Maybe. That's
why you give in to Landon Collins and Odell. You pick up these first-round picks. It would probably benefit them if they could have just picked it up.
That's first-round picks this season.
Right.
Toa's going to be a next season.
Right.
Draft.
So they're going to tank. This is going to be the fight. You guys going to be the Raiders of next year. You guys going to be the Raiders, and the Cardinals is going to be. The Cardinals is always going to be there. And then you got Miami to worry about. So these are teams that you don't like. You're really rooting for to win. You want Miami to win every week, and you want the Cardinals to win every week. Come on, T. Suzzle.
Well, let's go to break. We'll be right back. More Mark My Word Sports Show. We're going to the name game, 5 things, talk more NFL free agency, and call in 602-354-8823. All right?
Oh, crap. It really ain't
Programs on radio in time with dining, dancing, eclectic live music, and vintage playlists. Open 4 p.m. to 2 a.m. daily. Find the WOMAC on Facebook, Instagram, and thewomac.us.
I'll fix it. That's what I said.
Let's fix our way.
No. What I was trying to tell
Radio
you
Phoenix is your community radio station.
Hey,
Casey, it's Nicholas.
So I can
Shout out to
post
Movie's
those.
family.
Hi, Mom.
I
Community
know.
resource.
I got a
And
lot
then
of stuff to do though.
We care about the people in it.
I got
What time I'm gonna do
programs that matter the most.
Because that's why it
to
keeps
you.
coming like that. Because you don't have enough memory to keep all the video.
I want to say
That's why I
hi to
gotta
all the
post
good
it
people
to
of
YouTube
Yuma.
and then
I want
take
to
them
say hi
off.
to a friend of
Well, I
mine
just
in
leave it with
China.
you.
Not,
We're bringing the
I can
world
just
of
leave it
Phoenix
with you.
Well, never
and
mind.
Phoenix to the world.
Did you hear me?
RadioPhoenix.org.
Listen.
Yeah, I
Valley
know. I said
comes
I'll
to
figure it
talk,
I can just leave it with you and I can go do what I
sing,
gotta do and get it from you later. It's not good.
no, I'll figure it out.
If you're a
I'll
small
find
business
way to-
owner, good sound
Where I
objective
can go
advice can be
post it.
critical to your success,
Here.
but where to find it and at what cost. Hi, I'm Alan
Okay.
Tarr, speaking for Greater Phoenix SCORE, the nonprofit arm of the Small Business Administration. SCORE offers free mentoring for local businesses and presents over 100 educational workshops annually. Now, we could say a lot more, but they only gave us 30 seconds, so please visit greaterphoenix.score.org, greaterphoenix.score.org.
Hey, I'm Big Al of the Alvin Galloway Show. It is on Sundays on Radio Phoenix from 2 to 4 p.m. A weekly program featuring discussions of community issues and an eclectic mix of music, including R&B, jazz, classic, gospel with a dab of country. That's on Radio Phoenix, the Alvin Galloway Show, Sundays from 2 to 4 p.m. Come join us and enjoy the show.
And we're back, Mark My Words Sports Show.
Who getting locked up now?
Oh, I just played it.
Hey, you know when that song first dropped though, that was fire. That beat,
Yeah.
that was ride music.
Right. And like we was talking about NFL free agency, you know, you have Antonio Brown, who was actually, I guess they was tripping the fact that he was late to his press conference and everything. And then you see he didn't have the blonde, you know, the blonde mustache and all that craziness. And,
That's
and-
because
and
the
I have-
owner's hair is worse than his.
But here's the thing. I have a analogy about the whole situation is the fact that he went crazy to leave to get out of jail, but to go into the asylum of the Raiders, somewhere where he's more accepted, somewhere where he can be free. You know what I'm saying? Think about this. How all of a sudden he calls us Big Chest or Big Check or whatever his name he
Big
called him,
Chest.
right? He goes on these rants online on Instagram. He colors his mustache blonde like the Hulk or whatever.
Does he have bipolar, you think?
Man, there's a lot of you that got bipolar. You never know. Maybe he went off his medication for a minute. You know what I'm saying? That's allegedly. Let's not speculate on that one. But you want to get out of jail, which is the Steelers. He thought he was locked up, right?
Right.
They won't let me out. He wanted to get out of there, just like Le'Veon Bell when he tweeted "Free at last, free at last." Thank God Almighty, I'm free at last. Le'Veon Bell, what did he do? He pulled a how do I say a Gandhi situation. He sat out. He basically, literally sat out to get out. Right?
I'm not gonna eat.
He's not gonna do nothing. Right? And he got his money. Antonio Brown did the same thing and got his money. So my question is there going to be any more NFL players to pull these stunts like this to get guaranteed money?
I think so. Watch what I tell you, man. When you see that NFL is a copycat league, the players are copycat. They sit back watching, man, like, whoa, we don't got to take this franchise tag and
Right.
let me save my money up a little bit here and there so I can go ahead and more dictate my own future. You know what I mean? But it's bad. It's good for, like, the players, but then in the long run, it's bad for the fans. I mean, the disconnect that I have with the NFL, and this is me and a lot of people that's my age, when I was growing up, you was used to seeing Walter Payton every year in Chicago. You was used to seeing Lawrence Taylor with the Giants. You know what I'm saying? Only time you seen these guys traded is when they were old and the teams got the best wheel off the tire. You could go buy a Walter Payton jersey, and you know that jersey was good for about 10 years because you know Walter was going to be there. Nowadays, you go buy the Odell Beckham Jr. jersey one year with Chicago, with New York, and then next year you got to go get the Cleveland jersey.
And what's so crazy about that, I see my uncle online, he had the Odell Beckham Jr. jersey. The very next day, he gets traded. You know, so it's really crazy the fact that, you know, this is going on. Yes, free agency, it's quote unquote a free market now. But I think what it looks like is the fact that once the NBA, when they got that new revenue deal with all the networks and everything, and all that money then shot up to where you have Connolly making $40 million a year, you have Steph Curry making $40 million a year, and then all of a sudden the NFL players like, wait a minute, I'm over here busting my butt, breaking my brain, you know, getting concussions, and I'm getting non-guaranteed money. Well, I can get cut tomorrow. So you have players that do have an influence, that do have cachet, that are, I would say, smart enough or crazy enough to pull these moves like Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell to where they want guaranteed money. And it may be where another player does this when his contract comes up. Or two or three more. And you know what? I think what a lot of sports people need to start talking about, and there was a couple years ago when they were talking about the CBA deal. And this rumors are rumbling about a lockout or a strike. These two players basically sparked the strike. They sparked the lockout or the strike that's maybe happening in 2021 where the new CBA deal is up. Because these players want more piece of the pie.
What did I
really do.
The last strike they had. What was I saying? I said that, you know what, this strike is not going to last long at all. You know why?
Because they don't have that much money. The players need the money.
No. It's not going to last long at all because you got $25 billion on the line.
Yeah.
The owners ain't going to let it strike you in their pocket, Tommy. They're not going to let that stuff. So what they're going to do is pay a very smart lawyer to go in there and fleece the NFLPA's lawyer.
They have too many lawyers.
And they're going to go in there and fleece the NFLPA's lawyer. They're going to write basically the same contract in different words, and he's going to sign it. So and everybody's going to think it's great.
So you think the owners will win this?
Yes, they win every year. Deal. They win every year.
Yeah.
They pay a very smart man to go into the room with the CBA, with the player's lawyer, and they go in there, and he writes the contract. Okay. What we give him? Oh, less reps this year. Okay, we'll just say they could do 5% less reps or whatever. And then it's the same thing. You ain't really gained nothing, but that you come out there and say you won. Really, you lost because you're a sucker. You fell for the okie doke. You see what I'm saying? Get these players full-time retirement when they go. You know what I mean? Get to where they don't have to be, if you think you suffer from CTE. Do that. Get a good pension plan for these players.
And that's another thing that on the back end, these retired players are fighting as we speak. They're fighting about that as well.
So if they won the CBA, would they be fighting?
No.
Okay, there you go.
Well, here's my other question is, when it does come up, do you think the players will have the strength to actually strike?
No.
To be like, we want more piece of the pie. We want 50% of the revenue streaming and this and that and the third.
You know what happens when the bus line goes on strike or when everybody goes on strike?
They hire more people. They hire
replacements
at first and fire everybody else.
At first they won't. So when your union gets bad and they put you on strike, they say save up a little bit of money. So then now you're getting like $5 a day, but yet your rent is coming up.
Yeah.
Oh man, and yet little Johnny wants some McDonald's tonight, man, and I like to go there and eat me some bonbons.
Right, and that's what happened to the this past.
So guess what happens to the regular person?
Remember the government shutdown? It's the same thing that happened.
But guess what happens to the regular person? The pressures of life cave in on you, and you're not strong enough. Especially there's those people who save all their eggs and got a nice little pension, and they see a strike as, I'm going to go to Montego Bay.
Right. Well,
go travel.
That's a perfect example is the superstar athletes versus the third stringers, the fourth stringers, the practice squad that no one talks about.
But there's 85% of the players
that aren't making that money.
No, there's 85% of people
in
life. I'm talking about people, sports.
I understand that.
There's 85% of the life that they're paycheck to paycheck. And when that paycheck is $5, $15, whatever your union throws you, that's not adding up to the bills. Yeah. And now Netflix is cut off. Now rent, how am I going to pay this? I got to talk to this man. Now your groceries, you got to feed your family. There's all kind of things that come into play. And the people, the power that at B, will just sit back and wait for you to cave. In many instances. And then if you take too long, that's when what you said rolls in. New people.
Yeah, that's true. Get rid of everybody and bring some new people in. One way you can support Radio Phoenix is by becoming one of our members. For as little as $35 per year, members receive discounts, savings, and other benefits provided by our membership program partners. And don't forget, the membership fee is tax deductible. More information or to sign up, call 480-829-5746 or go online to radiophoenix.org. Click on the support tab at the top and then become a member on the drop-down menu. Thank you for your generous support of community radio. We got to get to this one last music break, and then we'll come right back with the name game and 5 things. Mark My Word Sports Show, right back at you.
All right. Did you hear the Texas Ranger new food menu is a 2-pound chicken finger?
Where?
Texas Ranger.
Rangers? Oh, the spring training?
No.
For the regular season at their
They're
stadium.
selling for $27.50.
Amazing.
A 2-pound chicken finger over French fries.
I see they had something here last year. It was a, the Sonoran dogs?
Yeah.
But it was like a whole pound, like this big. Like a pound.
Was a piece of bacon wrapped around it? Or a lot of bacon?
Yeah. Oh, it will look crazy. And it was like almost $30. They put like meat on top of it. It looked nasty. It was like, ooh, that looks good. Like, no.
You got the hot dog in the bacon. That's
right.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
We ain't doing too
I used
good.
to make
We don't got no listeners.
We do. Like I said, they watch, but they don't watch. This is my problem. And it's, once again, froze again. Why does this happen to me only, every single week? Cars is here. Hold on. Be right back. Every day. Tell them. Okay. We're back, Mark My Word Sports Show. And, you know, there's always some technical issues, so I had to get into that. And, but before we get into the, we got 10 minutes left, so before we get into the name game and everything, with the free agency, what, besides the biggest, you know, things, what was something that jumped out at you?
Yeah,
a lot of
Antonio
people,
Brown signing for the Raiders.
what I'm saying is, besides Antonio Brown or the Beckham, what jumped out at you that you think that's something that people aren't watching that needs to be watched?
That's a good one. The Honey Badger going to Kansas City. That's a scary one.
Yeah.
Because their defensive coaches, man, they hide their players well. And they're good for putting their secondary players in positions to be successful. I guess we could say it like that. Yeah,
just like how Eric Berry and Justin Houston,
Marcus Peters.
Yeah, exactly.
He's obviously a dump truck.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But there he was good. Sean Smith, my boy from Pasadena, he was obviously a dump truck, but he was good in Kansas City. You see what I mean? So
right.
I'm interested to see how they plug that in. Another one would be Le'Veon Bell to the Jets. I'm interested to see how that works out.
I was thinking the same thing, Le'Veon Bell.
Out for football, take a toll on his body because, you know, you got to play to keep the game speed and keep the violence of the game and your body up.
Yeah.
So let's see what happens when he first go out there and get cracked.
Now, a big thing that people aren't talking about with Le'Veon Bell is if he gets injured, how long would that injury be? You know what I mean? Because, like you said, he's not up to speed as far as football shape.
Mm-hmm.
Was he always working out to get in the football shape all of last season?
There's workout shape and then there's football shape.
Right. It's two totally different things, right?
Let's get into it next week, man. Let's roll to
the
next.
I just want a quick thing is, with the Giants, what they're doing is, what are they going to do with the draft? I want to see, are they going to flirt with this Josh Rosen talk? Are they going to really try to get him? Are they going to try to get Kyler Murray or Dwayne Haskins? They need these 2 first-round picks to turn into Pro Bowlers.
You're just trying to destroy the New York, period, huh?
Who, me?
Yeah, you want Zion Williams.
I didn't say I wanted Zion Williams.
You want Zion.
I have R.J. Barrett.
You also want
check this out.
Zion. Then you also want Kyler Murray. You're trying to destroy New York in the stands.
Check this out. Speaking of Zion Williamson, they win. They beat Syracuse 84-72. Okay? Let's look at Zion Williams' stat line.
It doesn't matter. It's college.
Exactly. But
they're little boys. He's going to be playing against grown men.
And he has the weight and the size as a grown man.
It doesn't matter. He has a mind of a child.
Look at this. 13 for 13. He made 1 3-pointer, 29 points, 14 rebounds. Now,
what did R.J. Barrett do?
Okay. R.J. Barrett, he had 23 points, 2 assists, 6 rebounds, and 2 3-pointers, 8 for 16 from the field. My thing is, when you're a GM, an NBA GM, and you look at these stat lines after an injury, and you see this, what just happened, there's going to be at least 20 to 30 GMs that are bating breath, looking at this like, I need him.
No, they're not.
I think so.
Anybody who got some common sense know that Zion Williams is going to be a bust when he gets to the next level of the league. Watch what I tell you. If this is 1984, 1994, Zion Williams is the man, and he's going to be a good player. This is the league where the center shoots threes.
Okay.
He's going to be a defensive liability. He's going to be an offensive liability.
We have to get into the name game right now, but before we get into the name game, I have one question. What do you think he needs to do to change his
learn how to shoot threes?
Well, he just shot 1 3.
Lord.
That was a college 3. You're right. That is a college 3. Let's see I want to see what he does after the tournament. If he does,
can he move out and guard the center out on the perimeter? You know what I'm saying? There's all kinds. The center doesn't play in the key no more.
But you're absolutely right.
He plays outside.
Let's see how he grows from the NCAA tournament all the way to the draft, because a lot of players do change in that time frame.
Oh, no.
we got the name game. I got these 5 names. Kenny hasn't seen them. And
so you think I was all up over there?
See that?
I was all up and through
you
there.
say you don't cheat.
I
say you don't cheat.
I was just singing the song all up and through there. What's up, Bob and Shay?
Cheat,
all up and through there.
Like Aunt Becky over here, you be cheating like that, huh?
No, I was all up and through there.
First one is Ivy.
Well, Poison Ivy. Good game. I'm gonna just say good game, man. I'm in a good mood, so we're gonna say good game.
Hold up. He had a bad game, actually.
Dang, twice?
Yeah.
You a hater.
Now, he's playing in the MAC tournament. He plays for the Akron Zips.
Oh, Akron Zips.
34 minutes, 4 points, 3 rebounds, 2 for 5 field goals, 0 for 2 and 3-pointers, and an 84-46 loss to the Buffalo Bulls. That's another team that's always kind of hanging around the NCAA tournament.
Oh,
the Buff, they've been Cinderella for the past couple years.
Come on, we got 4 minutes.
Man. Oh, wow.
Bad game.
Bad game, good game, bad game.
Bad game.
I'm going to show you what he did.
No, we don't got time. Keep going.
We don't have time. You're right.
Yeah, Forrest been a little off his game today, slow to get it up. Now, man, yes! With 1.8 to go.
Terrence Mann had a game winner, ACC tournament, FSU, beating Virginia Tech 65-63.
Oh, God.
Guy.
Good game, because I like the group Guy.
And he did play for Virginia, the ACC tournament, 38 minutes, 29 points, in a win versus NC State, 76-56. Den Whittle.
Den Whittle. He had a bad name because his last name is terrible.
Bad game?
Yeah.
Spencer Den Whittle, 22 minutes, 25 points off the bench. Brooklyn Nets, 108-96. Lost to Oklahoma City. Last one, Stojanovic.
Good game.
He had a red card. He got kicked out of the soccer game.
I knew it was.
Now let's get into 5 things real quick since we're a little short on time. We got 3 minutes left.
All right, check this out here. We got Texas for number 1. Texas Rangers' new food item. This is disgusting, you guys. It's a 2-pound chicken finger served over French fries, which they will sell at the stadium for an average price of $27.50. Would you buy one?
No.
Okay. Number 2. New York Knicks owner James Dolan just can't keep taking his foot out of his mouth. He bans a fan for telling him that he should sell the team. What do you think about that, Dwayne?
He needs to sell the team.
Right.
Okay. Oh, go ahead.
Okay. A cheese from Ohio beat a cheese from Wisconsin at the Wisconsin cheese competition.
Man, that's terrible.
Ohio in the house.
What's going on with Wisconsin? I know, right? They got Odell Beckham Jr. They're winning cheese competitions. All right, shut out.
That's what I was there for. Anyway, Nick Saban eats Little Debbie's every single day. Did you know that? Alabama coach Nick Saban eats Little Debbie's every day.
Okay, shout out to Little Debbie. I guess he's going to get a Little Debbie endorsement deal.
Right. And last but not least, this is the one that blew my mind. Doctors have invented a new smart chip that they can implant into your brain to make you smarter. The average person is walking around the earth right now with an IQ of 110. This thing will take your IQ up to 220.
Man, we watch all those movies, those superhuman movies, those futuristic movies.
You know my answer.
I don't know,
not getting
man. No, because they can hack into that.
So as soon as you think about something,
they can hack into that.
Listen,
Man.
as soon as you think about something, it's connected to Google. So when you think about it, it's gonna go. Your brain thoughts is gonna go straight to Google, and Google's gonna have the answer for you. Would you get it?
No.
Right.
Because
you don't want to be first.
Because low key is happening now. So we'll be back. Mark My Words Sports Show next week. All right, we got to hurry up and be out of here. DJ Vex and the Basement Tapes is next. DJ Vex,
Go get him.
My God Complex, and Ricky T. Shout outs. All right. We'll be back next week. Peace out. Thanks everybody for watching. These are all subscribe and everything. All right. Peace out. We'll be back.
I'll call you.
Go on RadioPhoenix.org. Tune in. YouTube, SoundCloud, every platform. This is the Mark Moore Sports Show and the Basement Tapes. All right. Peace. We out.
Cause they left him no platforms to explain it. He frustrated, so he get faded. But deep down inside, he know you can't fade him. How long should I stay dedicated? How long till opportunity becomes
It happened again, man.
I need
I'm about to play some Biggie.